managers for the regions. Section 2 is an overview of NSCS. Section 3, we're going to be navigating the portal, and that's where all the NSCS resources are found. In Section 4, it's officer roles and responsibilities. And in Section 5, we'll be recruiting new officers and advisors for those of you that are missing officers or an advisor in different positions. And in Section 6, we're going to be looking at the steps to starting for a great year. So as you can see, here are all the new member engagement managers. Again, I'm Alyssa Stevens, and I've been working with Region 3, the chapters in the Southeast and Puerto Rico, for about 2 years now. So a lot of you should be very familiar with me. But I'm going to go over the member engagement managers that aren't here tonight. They're actually going to be presenting tomorrow. Sagun Muse, he's going to oversee Region 2. Alexandra Taylor, she's going to oversee Region 5. Scott Mobley, he will be overseeing Region 6. And Susan Cooper, she's going to be our new member engagement director. So, like I said, you should have already received a lot of emails from your respective member engagement manager, but I'm going to let Molly and Kevin introduce themselves.
Hi everyone, my name is Kevin Loader, and I was chapter president at University of Oregon. Although I come from the West Coast, I'm the ME manager for the Midwest around the Great Lakes.
And I'm Molly Cox. As some of you know, I represent the Northeast and all of those chapters.
Just to do an NSCS overview, NSCS was founded in 1994 at George Washington University here in Washington, D.C. And it is founded to recognize, reward, and support college students early in college, and that's freshman and sophomore year. And we offer over $1 million in scholarships annually, and we have over 330 chapters across the United States and in Puerto Rico. Why being an officer is important. You will lead a prominent student organization, often the largest one at your school. You are critical for your chapter's health and success. You as an officer, you are making the real impact. And also you will learn and practice leadership skills. Here are some ways that you're going to hear from NSCS. Scholar Connections, that's our weekly e-newsletter that we send to all members of NSCS. Officer Updates, that's a weekly email from your ME manager only for officers and advisors. So if you're in Region 3, you received an officer update from me today. Officer Resources, oftentimes referred to as the portal. It's a section outlining everything that you will need to run your chapter. Here's a list of the NSCS stakeholders. Obviously, our members are number one, our officers, advisors, NLC, which represent the National Leadership Council, our alumni, the Society of Torch and Laurel, which is our high school students, campus officials, partners who provide us with benefits, our board of directors, and our national staff.
Now we'd like to introduce you to some acronyms we use here at NSCS. These you will hear about throughout the year, especially as chapter officers. DHM, Distinguished Honorary Members. These are outstanding community members who your chapter wants to award with an honorable NSCS membership. So typically it's someone who's not a student, maybe somebody who works on campus, or for example, your mayor. PACE stands for Planning to Achieve Collegiate Excellence. This is our signature community service program, which involves mentoring and educating middle schoolers on the importance of a college education. IAP, Invitation Approval Packet. This is an online form your chapter completes in September, which includes proof that your chapter is a registered student organization on campus. NLC, National Leadership Council. This is NSCS's student council, which advises the national office and chapter officers. There are 6 of these students. EMI, eligible member information. List of students eligible to be invited to your chapter. This is how you got invited. Your NSCS ME managers work with your advisors on this.
I'm just going to take a second here and look at the questions to make sure we're all on the same page. Okay. Is membership exclusive to invitation? Okay. You can actually self-nominate if you qualify to join. If you got above a 3.4 during your first 2 years of college at any point, at any semester, you can actually fill out a self-nomination form, and you can email us to get one of those. All right. Thanks for your question. Okay, so everything you need to know is on the portal. So mynscs.org contains everything you need. You have to use the email that you used to join NSCS to log in. If you can't log in, just let your ME manager know and we can help you out. On the portal, you can apply for scholarships and find any member benefits like discount codes that you need. And although every member has access to the portal, only the officers and advisors can use some of its features, which we're going to explore. So on the portal, you officers can send an email update. So you go to My Chapter, you go to Updates, and you type in the body of your email here, and you can choose All Undergraduates, which is all members, Officers Only, Alumni Only, or New Members. So usually you would use this to tell everyone about general body meetings, about any events that you're having that you want people to sign up for. And this is a way that you can contact your chapter. So you don't need a list of members to do that. You just put it on here and it will automatically go to all your members. Okay. Creating an activity report. So anytime you do anything with your chapter, you need to fill out an activity report, and that will count towards your STAR status, and also let your ME manager know what you're doing with your chapter. So for example, the STAR status coordinator, the VP of events, the chapter president would be using this to say, today we had a community service event, this is what we did, this is how many members attended, etc. And then you save, and it goes to your member engagement manager. Okay? So if we ever say fill out an activity report, that's where it's at. All right, submitting IAP. So IAP stands for Invitation Approval Packet. Even though it's not a packet, it is a form that you fill out. And we have been sending you the IAP form in our officer updates. And so if you know your chapter is a registered student organization on campus already, you can fill that form out that we attached and send it back to us. This is on the portal, but it's actually not going to be live until about August 16th. So if you need a little bit of time to complete IAP, then just wait and submit it via the portal after August 16th. If you're ready now, send it back to us in the form of a form. So for IAP, you're just proving to us that you are registered on campus as a student organization, and also telling us which of your officers are going to be on the new member invitations, because the advisor and officers' names are on that invitation. All right, so you just go My Chapter, Invitation Approval, you click through these questions, and then at the bottom you'll hit Submit. All right, useful documents. So this is the most important part, I think. You go to My Chapter, you go to Resources. There is every document that you will need to run your chapter. So if you're the treasurer, that's where the budget form will be. If you're the president, any kind of chapter management documents are on here. There's also a section about the induction ceremony that contains the script and the PowerPoint. There's a section in PACE. So if you need a document, check here first. Okay, and real quick, I'm going to check the questions again. Okay, oh, audio, search reports, okay. Let's start at the top. Okay. Yeah, so right now, no one is able to get into the webinar. We're not really sure why. We're having someone check on the back end to see why that is. But we will definitely send you an email update after this webinar, but just tell them to hold tight for now. And they can either watch this as a recorded session or attend the one that's going to be tomorrow. And we're really sorry about that. Not sure why it's not letting people on. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, those are old. Yeah. Okay. You already submitted IAP through the portal. Have we received it? You'll send an email to your ME manager. I'm not sure who that would be exactly. Yeah, some of these are questions that are specific that you'll have to ask your ME manager. For IAP, that should be the chapter president that's filling that out and sending it to us. Oh, if you did already submit it through the portal, I would send the form as well, just to make sure that we got it. That is a good question. Yeah, so a lot of these, if you need to double check with your ME manager, send them a personal email, and they'll be able to check and see which ones you've turned in and which ones you have not. So, thank you guys.
Now we're ready to start looking at the chapter leadership roles. Here we're looking at required positions on the left and optional positions on the right. In general, these positions on the left are the first 5 that we like to get filled, in addition to your chapter advisor, who again is a faculty or university administrator, but not a student. On that list, we have the chapter president, EVP, which stands for Executive Vice President, and this can also be Vice President of Events. This can either be 1 position or 2, Treasurer, VP of PACE, and or VP of Community Service, and a STAR Status Coordinator and or a Secretary. On our optional list, we have a variety of positions, including VP of PR, social media, social chair, fundraising, and more. Your chapter is also allowed to have co-positions. For some chapters, there's 2 chapter presidents or 2 vice presidents of social media. It's based on what works for your chapter. But no matter what type of officer role you have, all officers in general serve as a role model and resource to your members and peers. Meet your chapter's deadlines and goals, plan and execute activities for your members, check in to see where you are on the STAR status, which we'll go over, and stay in touch, stay in communication with your fellow officers, members, and ME manager. You'll want to use the officer resources on the portal, read the officer handbook. Hard copies are being sent to your advisor. Attend as many chapter events as possible. But when you can't attend an event, just go ahead and let your chapter president know. And throughout the year, recruit and train incoming officers for the following year. All right, role specifics. Let's get started. We'll cover the responsibilities of each role in the next sections. If you don't have anyone selected for these roles, don't worry. We'll cover this too.
All right, so first we're going to talk about the chapter president. So if you are the chapter president, you will manage the chapter's goals and direction for the year. It's important that you remember to delegate responsibilities to your other officers. So you will meet at least once a month with your chapter advisor, if possible. You will be the person that I will communicate with the most, I being the member engagement manager. So if I need something or you're not, haven't submitted something by a deadline, I'm probably going to be asking you about it. You will set the agenda for chapter and officer meetings, and you will help to maintain the chapter Facebook page, and there's a section about that on the portal. If you don't have access to your chapter's Facebook page, this is for all officers, you just need to add your member engagement manager as a friend on Facebook, and they can give you access to post on the Facebook page. All right, in the summer and fall, we're going to send out specific deadlines in the officer updates, but overall what you will do is ensure that as many officers as possible can attend the August 10th new member induction ceremony training. That will be a webinar also. Set the goals for the year. What do you want your chapter to achieve, and what should each officer be doing? Register your NSCS chapter on campus, that's IAP, and then complete the IAP form on the portal, which includes the proof of campus registration and this year's list of officers. This spring, you will support your advisor if they need help with the EMI process. You will organize elections if your chapter does elections, or whatever other ways your chapter uses to find the new officers for the coming year, and then you will add those new officers to the portal. You will attend the officer training, which is what you're doing right now. You will determine the distinguished honorary members. You will set a date, time, and location for the fall new member induction ceremony, and most of you have done that already, which is great. If you have not done so yet, please do that as soon as possible and let us know.
Now we're looking at Executive Vice President, EVP. The big role for the EVP is that you are critical for a successful new member induction ceremony, which will have an upcoming induction training on August 10th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You work with your chapter president to ensure NSCS is registered on your campus and the IAP is completed. And you also work closely with your chapter's other vice presidents of community service, PACE, PR, and more to ensure the success of chapter events. Your primary responsibilities are in the fall. Again, oversee the planning of the new member induction ceremony, room reservation, scheduling, script and PowerPoint edits, catering, overall organization of the big event. And then you'll also work with organizing the chapter general membership meetings, work with your other chapter officers to coordinate chapter events, arrange speakers for meetings, events, and other activities, initiate collaboration between your chapter and other groups on campus, and work with your chapter's VP of social media and/or PR to publicize your chapter's events, and submit the activity reports we talked about on the portal. Looking now at the new member induction ceremony. This year may be your induction ceremony if you're a new member. And this event is about recognizing members for their academic success, welcoming them into the society. introduce new members and their families to the NSCS benefits. And this is the official induction of new members with NSCS oath and membership pin. Your top responsibilities for this event include reserving and confirming a room on campus, and double confirm this with your ME manager. Once we send out invitations, it is a challenge to update everybody about the new plans, so we like to double confirm that we have a set date, time, and location well in advance. Secure a keynote speaker. Customize the induction script and PowerPoint that we provide for you online. Recruit and organize volunteers. This is an opportunity to invite your chapter's members who aren't chapter officers to lend a helping hand. And invite new members, peers, classmates, families, and friends. All are welcome to attend. Also, review officer resources on the portal for the induction ceremony, which includes videos. We're also sending you a box of chapter materials for the induction ceremony, including the membership pins. And if this sounds like a lot, don't worry. Your ME manager will support you throughout your planning process.
All right, gonna go back over to the questions really quickly. Let's see. Okay. Okay. If you're having trouble getting a hold of your advisor, once again, please let your ME manager know, and we can try to get in touch with him or her as well. There may be something going on. Him or her may just be out for the summer or have something more serious going on, but we can definitely help you track them down. If you're an online chapter, how will you receive the handbooks?
The handbooks will be going to the advisor, but we also will have a PDF version of the handbooks on the member portal, so that way you can view it that way.
Good question. There will not be another live training other than the August 10th one, but we will also be recording that and putting it online as well. So if you're not able to attend the live training, you can definitely view the video. And the training on August 10th, yeah, okay. So that's all about the new member induction ceremony. So it goes into a lot of depth. All right, thank you guys. All right, the treasurer. As the treasurer, you oversee the chapter finances and coordinate fundraising activities. The entire board defines the vision and goals for the chapter, but you are the person that creates the financial framework to make it happen. So in the fall, you will think about your chapter's goals for the year, what you want to accomplish, what events you want to have, and then you will prepare and submit the fall and spring budget form. It's going to be one form this year for the whole year. You only have to fill out the projected side, not the actual side. You will record the financial transactions of the chapter, plan any fundraising activities if you choose to have them. Not all chapters do. Like all other officers, you will attend the induction ceremony and attend any chapter meetings or activities. In the spring, you will continue to do all of those things, but you will also prepare to transition your role to the next year's treasurer. So make sure that that treasurer gets the chapter funds credit card, teach them what they need to do, all of that. And then update the budget as your chapter spends. So anytime the president or the advisor asks you how much money you have, you should be able to tell them. Here's what the budget form looks like. So as you can see, there's just the projected expenses on the left. The actual we left blank. And that's because when you turn in a budget to your member engagement manager, you just need to have this side filled out. We're not actually going to come back and check if you actually did spend the money exactly like you said you were going to. We trust you. We just want you to have this outline for how you're going to spend your money throughout the year.
All right, ready for a unique position to NSCS? It's the STAR Status Coordinator.
Woohoo.
Most people have a general idea what a chapter president does or a treasurer, but STAR status is unique to our society. STAR status is the culmination of your chapter's year-long efforts. It's a method by which we track the engagement and success of your chapter's activities. By following STAR status checklist, which outlines the expectations of your chapter, you can be awarded bronze, silver, gold, or certified gold status. The coveted platinum status is awarded to only 9 chapters each year, and 1 exceptional chapter is awarded diamond status. The STAR Status Coordinator and/or Secretary ensures chapter is meeting the STAR status requirements, which we'll go over. You're the record keeper of meeting minutes and post on Facebook in the notes section of what occurred at a meeting. Keep a detailed account of your chapter's activities and update the STAR status spreadsheet. And twice a year, you'll schedule a call with your ME manager to go over your STAR status. Now we're looking at an example of the spreadsheet, divided up into year-long ongoing activities, fall activities, and finishing out with spring. And those STAR status designations, from active all the way up through diamond. This shows you the point requirements for each status. And what do each of these mean? What's the incentive? Well, each status level includes recognition, a chapter scholarship, which comes in additional chapter funding, a special discount for our online NSCS store, and your chapter receives a trophy. The other responsibilities for the STAR Status Coordinator include distributing all information about national opportunities to members in your office or board, and keeping in communication with your ME manager about all relevant documents, photographs, etc.
All right. See if we have any questions about those 2 roles. Okay. How much money does each chapter get? Good question. So each chapter gets $4 for every new member that you got this year. So when we send out the chapter credit cards, it'll have the amount that will be on your credit card. And half of that money is given out in the fall and half of it is given out in the spring. And if you did the rollover form last year, your rollover funds will be on this new card as well. Okay. Gold status. You will receive the trophy in your induction box. Is the discount automatically applied? No, you will have to type in the discount code at the store. Good question. The spreadsheet for STAR Status Coordinator, we will be sending that out soon, and it will be on the portal under the resources section. How do you check the balance of the credit card? All the instructions about the credit card will be sent with the credit card. We'll include a bunch of forms there. The credit card will be sent to your advisor, unless you don't have an advisor, and then it'll be sent to the chapter president or other officers. Okay. Do you get a new card each year? That's a good question. So this year you are going to receive a new card. I'm not sure if it'll be the same one as next year, but I certainly hope so. Online chapter.
Yes, online chapters, you will still get the $4 per member, $2 for the fall and $2 for the spring.
Mm-hmm. The funds from last year will roll over if you filled out the rollover form last year. Okay. Okay. Most of your officers are new members as well. Good question. So you will still plan the new member induction ceremony, but you will definitely be able to get a pin and say the oath along with the rest of the new members.
Right, which this does happen commonly where new members, they join the officer board, so you are getting inducted at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Great. And all of these recordings that we're doing of the webinars, we will be sending out links to those in officer updates, and they will appear on the portal. So don't worry about that. Woo, good questions. Okay. All right, the VP of PACE. So as the VP of PACE, you are the master of NSCS's Signature Service Initiative, planning to achieve collegiate excellence. All right, so this is a program that allows all of our chapters to connect with middle school students and really inspire them to go to college. This program increases the likelihood that students who participate will graduate from high school and will be prepared for college. So there's 3 different components of PACE. Mentoring and tutoring is one, where you will partner with a local middle school to develop a relationship and be able to tutor them. Assemblies is where you would actually go to a school, engage students in an interactive presentation that gives your perspective about college preparedness, and challenges them to raise questions about their goals, their career aspirations, and really get them started thinking about getting a college education. Finally, March to College Day, which typically happens in March, would be where your chapter would actually invite a class of middle school students to come out and have a day of activities, take them on a campus tour, and really give them an example of what a day in the life of a college student is like. So we encourage everyone to do as many of these as you can. We know it's not possible for every chapter, but do know that if you're interested in applying for platinum status, you must do all 3 of these things. Otherwise, we hope that each chapter will at least be able to do one of these things. Okay, responsibilities other than planning PACE. Maintain and establish that relationship with the partner school or the other organization. So if you can't get a partnership going with a school, try the Boys and Girls Club or the YMCA. Those places have, tutoring programs that are already kind of in place. You will support and recruit the PACE volunteers. Submit a PACE information form and complete PACE activity reports on the portal. Educate members, campus peers, fellow officers about PACE, and be the person that schedules these programs throughout the year. Sometimes this position is combined with the VP of Community Service, but not always. Just important to note. Okay. And if that sounds like a lot to do, once again, all resources for how to do PACE are on the portal. So some of the documents on there include permission slips, an example of a letter to contact a school to tell them about PACE, a script template for the assembly, PowerPoints, thank you letters, and a lot more. And if all of you are interested in doing more with PACE, you can obviously ask your member engagement manager as well.
Okay, a couple questions before we go over VP of PR and social media. You do not have to sign up for the new member induction ceremony. Your new members will be invited to that once it's confirmed about the date, time, and location. And then Your chapter officers will be updated about how many new members to expect for that event. Also, if you know already or find out later in the year that you're going to study abroad or go out of state for a term, do let your chapter officers and ME manager know. That way we can see what you can still do while you're out of town, or if there's an opportunity to recruit members to take your place. And now the VP, a couple of other questions?
Yeah, sorry. Okay, which chapter achieved diamond and platinum status? So that is on the website, actually, and all of the officers were sent an email notifying them of their star status. But if for some reason you didn't receive that, just check with your ME manager. They can let you know.
But the diamond chapter this year was Hillsborough Community College.
Yep. PACE, can PACE be used in high schools as well?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Oh, one more question about the credit card. Okay, the old one that you have.
You can throw it away. You just need to dispose of it because you will be sent a new credit card.
Yes, those old credit cards will not be working. Yes. Okay, so all of you should get an email by the end of the week telling you who the credit card is going to be sent to and how much is going to be on the card. So we definitely know that you all want to start planning ASAP. Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, for the VP of PR and social media, again, this can either be one position or two. The overview for this position, you increase the visibility of NSCS and your chapter's activities on campus. You answer the question, what is NSCS? And it is your job to ensure your campus is engaged and familiar with NSCS. Schedule an NSCS table at your school's activity fair, freshman orientation week, that type of opportunity to promote the chapter. Help maintain the Facebook chapter page. Promote Integrity Week through social media. We'll go over that. And plan and coordinate your chapter's PR campaigns and other member recruitment activities. Make sure that your chapter meetings and events are publicized so that members are aware and can attend. And look for other opportunities to spread awareness about NSCS. That could be freshman orientations, classes, residence halls, whatever works best for your campus. Looking at publicizing events, here's some general expectations and ideas. Send emails to members via the portal like we demonstrated. Promote to members at general meetings and encourage them to invite friends. Post flyers around campus, the tabling event idea, or get creative and chalk up a sidewalk on campus about your upcoming events. You may also want to consider placing an ad in your campus newspaper, or look for other ways to make announcements on campus or online via social media. All right, looking at social media engagement. The primary platform of social media that we're going to use is Facebook. All chapter officers are responsible for maintaining and contributing to this, while Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat accounts are optional. Chapter events and meetings should be posted on a regular basis. Another form of social media to consider is if your campus has like a campus-based platform of social media. Some of these are called OrgSync and other similar programs. Comments and questions should be responded to in a timely manner, ideally within 2 days or less. Meeting minutes should be posted, and upload pictures, videos, and selfies during chapter events and meetings. Follow the other NSCS pages, the NLC, and other chapters. Find out who your neighboring chapters are and see what they're up to and what you can collaborate on. And friend your ME manager. We each have a Facebook profile. All right, and what types of content to post? You always want to publicize your chapter events. You don't want a member to not attend because they simply didn't even hear about it. Our national office events and initiatives, remind members about those opportunities. Scholarship openings, this is a big one. And what your members, a lot of them are primarily interested in is when do the scholarships open and when's the deadline? Some of those open and close throughout the year. Membership benefits, alumni events in your area, relevant news from your school, and definitely if you have any changes to any of your plans, like events or activities, you want to get the word out on all platforms that you can. Here's an example of looking at photos and videos on Facebook. These should be posted on a regular basis. The last thing you want is for a member to check out your chapter's Facebook page and there not have been an update since a year or two ago. That'll make them think that the chapter is no longer active. But keep regularly posting updates and upload photos and bio information for all officers. Another responsibility of VP of PR, social media, is recruitment. These type of events include informational sessions, tabling, fairs. Meet the Geeks social is one we've heard of. Pizza party is pretty common. Game night, campus cleanup, and we've also heard of a Dress for Success seminar. You feel welcome to be creative with these.
Okay. So before we go on to Integrity Week, just going to check the questions. Okay, how do you access the NSCS Facebook page? So you need to, if you do not have access to it currently, friend your ME manager on Facebook, send them a message and tell them what chapter you go to, and they can add you as an editor on that page so that you can post. So good idea. All right.
It was also in your officer updates to add your ME manager, and the link was included.
Yeah, so look for that email if you need a link to their page. Okay. Unique ideas for online chapter events.
Yeah, we're actually working this year to do different platforms for our online societies, but with Kaplan University, they actually do a lot of different things. So I think a good idea would be to add some of the Kaplan officers and look and see what they're actually doing. But we can do a lot of the same things that you do on campus, but maybe like an on-campus forum. We can also do like general body meetings and use a platform like we're using right now.
Can non-members participate as volunteers in PACE?
Yes. With NSCS, we don't want to discourage anyone from becoming active because they could initially become a member of NSCS at a later date. And I also encourage my chapter officers and members to invite their friends to our events because we want to, you know, bring a lot of people out, and sometimes people are scared if they're not able to come with like a roommate or something like that. So we don't discriminate, and everyone is welcome to attend our events.
All right, I've been thinking about doing a national exchange program. Would it be under my original chapter or new school? So any kind of program that you'd like to do, I would say do that at your current school that you're at now. And, okay, LinkedIn. Are we on LinkedIn?
Yes, NSCS is on LinkedIn.
Okay. Should each chapter open up a LinkedIn page to help them connect with members?
That is something that we haven't started yet, but it is something that our chapters can look into. Right now, the main social media platforms that our members are using are Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram. So if your school, it depends on what you're doing at your school. If a lot of members at your school do have LinkedIn pages, maybe that's something you could explore.
Yeah, and it's important to know that the only required social media account is the chapter Facebook page, which already exists. So you just need access to that. Any other social media accounts you want to create is awesome, but not required. Let's see. Okay, a link to order the chapter shirts.
Yes, so on the NSCS website, we will have a link so that you kind of like the link that's at the bottom of this PowerPoint where you can order chapter t-shirts. We actually give you a list of the vendors that you could go through in your local area, but that is found on the portal.
Any tips for live streaming inductions to help bridge the gap between campus and online students?
Oh, so if you do have a chapter at both. I think what we're going to try to start doing is something like this type of platform and just having a video option, but we would definitely have to work with the ground campus to make sure that they have the technology so that they could live stream it. We did a little bit with Periscope last year, and a lot of people enjoyed that because they were able to view different things, but I think that is something that we could talk about between the online aspect of the chapter and the on-campus and see what we can do.
So definitely talk to your member engagement manager about that when you are talking about induction. You have your pre-induction call. Great. All right. Will the flyers and things like that be mailed to us for tabling?
We have a social media kit that we have made available, and that is on the portal so that you all can print it off.
But as far as tablecloths, things like that?
Yeah, you would have to order it, but we do provide different swag items for you to provide to prospective members and current members.
Right, and that'll be in the induction box. Okay, moving on. All right, Integrity Week. Okay, so how does integrity fit into our mission? If honor, inspire, and engage are the pillars of NSCS, integrity is the base on which those pillars stand. NSCS believes that integrity is fundamental to being an upstanding citizen. No matter how you define it, integrity is something to strive for academically, personally, and professionally. So one of our other programs is NSCS Integrity. Chapters across the country will hold events to recognize the importance of integrity in all aspects of campus life. Integrity Week will be hosted the second week of February. Integrity activities should be integrated into your programs all year round. Your chapter will receive the Integrity banner for all chapter members and non-members even to sign in the induction box. And you're encouraged to have prominent campus officials sign the banner too. So whenever you have events, you can bring the banner with you and just ask that people sign it, and it just kind of is a fun physical symbol for integrity. All right, so here's a picture of the banner on the right. Collect signatures from all your peers and classmates as they make the Pledge of Integrity. Also over here on the left, we have the eye guy who is great for printing and coloring. So maybe at some of your PACE events, you can print this guy off and have some of the students color him for the younger students. All right, here's an example of what Integrity Week will look like. This is in February. So Monday, the theme will be academic integrity. Tuesday, wellness integrity. Wednesday, civic integrity. Thursday, professional integrity. And Friday, personal character integrity. So it might change next year, but this is what it was this past year. And during that week, you will be doing integrity pledges. There might be an integrity webinar that we put on. There'll be giveaways probably on social media. You can do different chalking things like I stand for integrity. You could chalk the eye guy if you're artistic. And, you know, come up with your own ideas. So that's something that's happening in February. Not the priority right now, but just so you're aware.
Now we're ready to look at recruiting of officers and advisors. The ideal candidate for NSCS, that they're an active NSCS member, although they could also be brand new, teamwork spirit, goal-oriented, demonstrating superior time management and organization skills, and serves as a positive role model on campus. How to find new chapter officers. You can work with your ME manager to send out a call for officers via email. Present new leadership opportunities and the officer application at next general member meetings. So at your member meetings, you can say, these are who our chapter officers are, and if anybody would like to join the officer board, let us know. Host a Q&A with current officer board for interested members. Promote open positions on your chapter Facebook page and other social media platforms. Ask members, friends, and an advisor for referrals. And select new officers based on the application responses and or ask general member body to vote through an election process.
Okay. If you do not have an advisor, or if your advisor has to step down, an ideal candidate for an advisor, it must be a faculty or staff member at your institution. They should be readily accessible, so someone that's easy to get a hold of. They work on the campus so that you can stop by to their office when you need to. They're interested in being an active part of the chapter. And obviously they're a well-respected person on campus. They're willing to serve as a source of technical assistance. Someone who works with students, has a high probability of staying at the university, so not someone who's just on campus for a couple of months, and obviously someone that you like and admire. The purpose of an advisor is to provide help for you and your chapter, to give you the resources that you need, whether it be financial, equipment, moral support, to introduce you and promote your activities to other officials at the university, be able to give you advice on the direction of your chapter and the activities that you're planning, obviously help you when there's a problem, help you achieve goals, and develop your leadership skills. So someone who really enjoys working with students, essentially. Here we have on the right a picture of our advisor at the University of Mississippi. She's awesome. So when you're ready to reach out to that person that you've identified as a good advisor, you can reach out to them via email. And we have a template on the portal of an email that you can send to them. Visit them in person, even better, to discuss what your plans are and why you'd love them to be an advisor. You can invite them to an upcoming chapter event. You can get advice from faculty members that you respect from the graduate office of your department. So that's more of like if you need like candidates for an advisor, ask someone in your department. Also, don't be discouraged by a no. If someone says no, thank them for their time and move on to the next person. Next steps for a great year. All right, we're coming to the end. Okay, so here is your to-do list. Everyone should log into the portal to access the officer resources, and if you can't access the portal, email your ME manager. The officer handbook is a PDF and a hard copy, and the PDF will be on the portal under the chapter management section. I'm not sure if it's up there right now, but it should be very soon. Yeah.
And the hard copies will be available in your induction box.
All right. And sign up to attend the new member induction ceremony training next Wednesday, August 10th. And this link, you'll get an email with this link. So don't worry about writing it out right now. And finally, submit IAP to your ME manager. And what's not on here, if you have not confirmed or scheduled your new member induction ceremony, please do that as soon as possible as well. Okay, if you have other questions, your ME managers are here to help. Let me go back to the actual questions. Okay. Okay.
Remember that your ME managers can be contacted, of course, by email, but also phone and their Facebook profile. And our Facebook profiles start with our first name, and then our last name is listed as NSCS.
Okay, do the online chapters get an induction box?
Yes. It goes to your advisor. And what we can do is we can actually, if you're an online student, the students will already receive their pins and diploma whenever they join NSCS.
Oh. Okay, can we contact ME managers at any time? No. Please do not call us in the middle of the night. However, anytime you want to send us an email, that's fine. We typically respond between 9 and 5, Monday through Friday. And it's best to call us or text us during that time as well. But if you have, something that you just want to email us, and just know that we won't get back to you usually until a weekday. Okay, have all the problems on the portal been fixed?
No.
So we're actually working on a totally new portal, which will probably be rolled out in November or December. So right now we're just limping along with the current portal, and we're trying to fix any problems that you might have as they come along. So just let us know any problems that you're having, and we'll let us know whether we can fix it or not.
But you will be able to view all the resources that they are able for you to review them. So if you're having questions about PACE or putting on an induction ceremony, make sure you're using the portal. And also, officers, you should work together, because sometimes if maybe one officer isn't able to access the portal, please have another officer send out an email or maybe share a password until the portal is working.
Okay. When will the induction boxes be received?
The induction boxes should be mailed out within the next 2 weeks. So chapters will receive induction boxes before the 1st of September.
Okay. Will ScholarCon be taking place this year? Not this summer, but we will let you know about next year. We're not sure yet. The induction boxes will be sent to your advisor, so that's where they can be found. And if you don't have an advisor, we have already reached out to someone at your chapter to get that. Is there any way to request more funds from NSCS? No. So all of your chapter funds are based on your STAR status from the year before and also your new members. So that is the total amount of money that you will have for the year. Okay?
But check with your student government if they have surplus funds from, so for example, my campus student government was in charge of a surplus account. It was like over $100,000 that student groups could go to the student government meetings and make requests for funding, whether it's for an event or to attend a conference. Check with your student government.
All right. Are the ME manager contacts on the portal?
Yes, whatever chapter that you are a part of, it will show your ME manager's email address. But you should be receiving emails from your ME manager. That's who sent you the link to sign up for this event.
Mm-hmm. Also, our emails are just our last name at nscs.org. All right. Okay. Should we suggest suggestions for the new portal? If you have any suggestions, let us know, and we will definitely send them to our team that's working on that. But it'll be about the same as the old portal. It will just work better. Okay. Is every member from the chapter expected to attend the section next Wednesday? Okay, so all of the officers should be attending the induction ceremony, so I think it would be helpful for all of you to go, but it is critical for the president, the EVP, and the VP of events to attend that. And like we said, if you cannot attend that, we will be recording it and putting it online for you to watch at a later time. Okay. Okay, let's see. For people who have missed this session, will there be a new session or somewhere where we can see it again?
Yes, we are recording this session, so we will send out the link so that they can watch it at a later time, and that would be a good time. Maybe if you watch it during the beginning of the school year, all the officers can get together and go through the handbook.
Okay. Do we need to remove the past officers from the admin Facebook page? Yes, good question. Remove anybody who is no longer an officer. Okay. Oh, someone lost access to their Facebook page. Once again, anything like that, email your ME manager. And just so all of you know, you will be editors on the page and not admins going forward. Will we be using webinar for anything else? So anything we have like this that's a training session will probably be done via webinar. And your ME managers will be coming to visit some of your chapters this fall. So it is possible that we'll have some in-person trainings as well. Okay, PACE. Who do we ask for help with PACE? Lucille, I actually saw your email today, so I have not forgotten about you. Success stories about PACE. We actually have someone on our team who is the guru of PACE, and I will let her know. There definitely are some success stories that you can draw upon for ideas about PACE, and look at the resources on the portal to see specific examples.
Right. Any question that you probably have about PACE is on the portal. We have a lot of SOPs for it. As you can see from the PowerPoint, we have templates on how to ask schools, can you have a PACE program at their campus? We have scripts for any presentations that you do. Everything about PACE is pretty much covered, and we try to make it as easy as possible. So if you want to take a look at the portal and look at the different documents that we have, that will be very helpful for you.
Right. Okay. Do ME managers have a list of current members and new members? Yes, we do. If you would like to contact any of those people, however, the best way to do that is on the portal under Updates, and you can either click New Members, which is only new members, or All Undergraduates, which is all members, including the new members. But if you just need a count of how many new members or all members you have, definitely ask us and we can give you that. Is it better to delete all past posts on the Facebook page? No, keep those up there. We like to see that history. Do we need to keep webinar downloaded? Oh, yeah, I mean, I would save it because we will be using GoToWebinar for other things. If it's taking up a lot of space, I guess you could delete it and re-download it, but I would just keep it up there. All right. Are there any other questions? I feel like we got through a lot there. Okay. Well, it was really nice speaking with all of you. I'm sorry about all the technical difficulties we had, and we will be contacting everyone after this to give you an update, and all of the people who signed up but were not able to get in, we definitely have a backup plan for that we are announcing. So thank you all of you. I'm really happy to see this many people that are involved and excited, And I look forward to working with all of you this fall.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Bye.